there, neighbors. This here's the old rascal, Buffalo Bean Farmer, America's independent SOB. What's that stand for? Well, isn't that a natural? Son of a birch. Gotcha there, partner. Yes, indeed. And I'm not a member of that right-wing John Birch Society neither. I am, however, a very proud member of America's Society for the Preservation of Outdoor Sanitation. That there's the Birch John Society. We old folks, we can remember a lot of things, like when you had a two-holer out in the backyard, you were considered pretty well off. Now, even with low-income housing, you got at least 2 bedrooms and bath. We had to share 1 bedroom and a path. You know what brought us out of all that? What got us to having the indoor crappers? American ingenuity, American exceptionalism. Our little businesses grew and grew and grew and made the country great. Oh, I'm sorry, Louise. When I said crapper, that wasn't slang. That's what it is, the crapper. Sir Thomas Crapper invented that contraption. That's right, if you want to be politically correct, when you excuse yourself to leave the room, say, sorry, I'm going to the crapper contraption. Then you'll be correct. It's not a bathroom, you ain't going to take no bath. Anyhow, my USA is going down the crapper. Oh, it's really kind of sad, you know, folks. Been around a long time. When I was a young man, the Dead Sea was only just mildly asthmatic. Ah, but hey, there's still a lot of power in this old guy yet, by God, particularly after a couple of bean burritos. The president, our man in Washington now, he wants to change the world, and I got news for him. He ain't gonna find a diaper that big. Oh, wait a minute. Can I say diaper? That's not politically correct anymore, is it? I don't know. Some folks wear them in place of their Stetson. That's okay. They can do whatever they wanted to. In fact, with a lot of heads, that diaper is probably pretty appropriate. Way back in 50, oh, I was around then. Way back in 50, Grandma Minnie, she had the idea of how to get the world going straight. She said very simply, had the people gathered around the old cook stove, she said, the world will run better if you never trust a man who wears a tablecloth for a hat. She made sense. I don't know, now we got those guys in our Department of Homeland Security. Legitimate citizens were out protesting the IRS. Our Homeland Security focused on those folks. Whose homeland are they protecting? You know, this old rascal's been a member of both major political parties. I went door to door knocking, giving out little I like Ike buttons. And I was a friend of JFK. He gave me a very nice post after he was made our president. Guys like that went out and they went to war. They served the nation then when they got back out of it. Power-mad animals, no moral compass whatsoever, devoid of human kindness, that's what we got now. They're all out for the buck. Oh my God, I tell you, but for the compassion of one judge, a person wearing robes, an 11-year-old young woman needing a lung transplant would have died when then Secretary Sebelius adopted that some live, some die, cold, heartless administration attitude. Thank you, Judge. We thank the good Lord, we thank the Great Spirit, we thank whoever turns your crank. We don't want to leave anybody out. Now, this hits really close to home. Zeke the Geek, I call the guy, it's the architect of Obamacare. He's the man who set it up and got it rolling for that party out there. Ezekiel Emanuel wants Americans to roll over and die at age 75. That's right, not to kill us, but remember, if they have power over our health, they could restrict costly, life-extending operations. They could restrict expensive medications. They can do all those things if they have that power. How can you trust any bureaucrat or politician with that kind of power over your life. You can see I'm a recovering Democrat. I apologize for all the fundraisers and stuff. I put things in the hands of liars and incompetents, but you get them in all parties. They come from everywhere. How can they run a country when they've never had a paper route or a hot dog stand? They can't. It just doesn't figure. They think that we're Walmart shopping, McDonald's dining, mindless fools. We do love NASCAR. Yeah, we love the NFL, NBA, Major League Ball, hunting, fishing, water sports, winter sports, and our nation. We don't like the elite, lawyer-populated place that Washington, D.C. has become. It's really overpopulated with hotshots. I stopped there a couple years ago, just took a tour around all those beautiful hills, both Virginia and Maryland, estate after estate after estate. It's overpopulated with parasites, lobbyists, attorneys. We need them out of there. Those buzzards and their media puppets aren't fooling a soul when they say that senator is being disingenuous. We know they're saying he's a damn liar. A lot of folks in the elite think we're all hillbillies. Well, I tell you, a lot of the hillbillies in this nation have PhDs. They're just America-loving country folks. Speaking of liars, the Liar King was going to run lobbyists out of Washington. That sure sounded good. He just put one in the Ebola czar mix. Not an MD, nobody who knows what he's talking about, other than lawyer things. He's not a health pro. He's another connected insider attorney. That's where it is. That's who they go for. Now, I'm not knocking all lawyers, because somewhere, if we conducted a search, Diogenes tried to find one. He never did. Maybe we could find an honest attorney or an honest politician. It's a long shot. You wonder who could do better, just plain folks? You better believe they could. In actuality, a band of bonobo chimpanzees could do better. They're smart, they never fight, and they'd work for peanuts. That's a win-win for everybody. We got a lose-lose going on right now. We've got a president surrounded by intellectual academics. Book learning, they got it. Common sense, it don't exist. Some in the administration have actually championed publicly the works of Piven, Alinsky, Lenin, and even that butcher Chairman Mao. My left hind quarter, they're Democrats. Try commies. In the ideal society of these creatures, 75 would be your cutoff date. No more life extenders, no more operations. High dollar meds would be out the window. Maybe an aspirin for your pain. Just think of all the inventions, literary pieces, films, TV, artworks, and all the fun we've received from our senior citizens. Grandma Moses' artwork wouldn't be there. Irene Ryan's great portrayal of Granny on the Hillbillies wouldn't be there. Forget that. Seniors can remember when the doctor made house calls. Yes, indeed, he knew your children and even your dog by name. In hard times, the doctor might take a fresh chicken, a ham, some produce or eggs in lieu of cash money. From other people, he may take carpenter work, painting, mechanical work. You could barter. Now, you think you're going to be able to do that when Big Brother handles your medical affairs? Of course not. You're not going to get that. These guys are all real pieces of work. We've got a guy in there who's the world's champion liar. Thousands of small, medium, and large communities across America held parades, ceremonies, and fairs this summer. We celebrated the good old USA, and that's in spite of the fact that many of our downtown areas are boarded up, messed up, broken down, and literally they look like war zones. We're still Americans. We believe in our country. They're destroying the fabric of it, and we didn't want monopolistic greed to do that, but it's done that. We have laws on the books to stop it. Who will stop it? Not a man with his hand out for a contribution. None of those people will stop it. Well, now that that influence is in the administration, I can't go that way. I was going to look around for a good independent. If you can't find some good independents running for various offices, I would suggest that you go to the opposite party, because at least they haven't showed up that red flag. Anyhow, I sure as hell won't go commie. I got buddies who died in the Korean War, and we fought commies also in Vietnam, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It just gets to me. It's time that we get together as Americans and flush Washington. I approved of this sick little message, and I ain't running for a damn thing.